Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, and today I'm going to be talking about what does it take, or what does it take you to become an accurate trader. Okay, so take note of the topic today. I'm not talking about how to be a good trader. If you want to get some information on how to become a good trader, I have a previous Facebook Live where I talk exactly about that. I encourage you to look about that because in a previous video, a previous Facebook Live, I talked about how to develop a good mindset for trading. As we all know, trading is it's probably like 80% mental and 20% technique. So watch the previous video if you actually want to get an idea of how to become a good trader in general. But today in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you, what you need to do and what you need to be able to apply in your trading so that you can become an accurate trader. So what is it being an accurate trader or an inaccurate trader? Okay, I'm going to mention a couple of things that helps you kind of figure out if this is you, all right, if and how you can exactly receive help in this video. Okay, so let's say if you are sometimes many people who come into binary options trading came in untutored. They came with no knowledge. They wanted to learn but probably didn't have good access to information. So I mean, that's basically why I launched this page for. I launched this YouTube channel for this community called the Binary Lab, right? To help traders, right? Um, and So when you trade it, a lot of people who are untutored, or let's say they may have a previous background in some other forms of trading like Forex or CFDs, when they cross in the binary, and when you're making trades and you find that, okay, well, I made a win here, I made a loss over there, and this other trade, it seems as though I picked it really good, and because when I won the trade, no doubt in binary, all you really need to do is to be, is as long as at the end of the trade, you're either, as long as the price is above what you put in for a call or beneath what you put in for a put, you're good to go. But the thing is that obviously at the end of a trade, if we are that much higher than the position we put in for a call, it will make us feel a lot better on that trade. And conversely, if it was a put trade, if the price finished a lot below the price that we put in the put, we will feel that much more secure and less frustrated in the trade. So if you're currently if you're currently seeing your trades, and sometimes obviously sometimes you win it really clean, but sometimes you're there like go down, 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 stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down. Don't do this to me. Stay right there, stay right there. And if you're having to talk to your trades a lot, okay, which we all know doesn't really do anything. If you find you're having to talk to your trades a lot to keep them the right way, you're probably not being an accurate trader. So today, get your note paper ready. I'm gonna share with you like three tips. Okay, write these down. Three tips on, or rather, what you need. The three things you need to become an accurate trader. Okay, the first of the three things in becoming an accurate trader is the method. You need to get the method correct, because obviously when we look at the market is never the same, and at different times of the day and on different days is doing different things. And unfortunately, when we go into the market, we probably set aside a certain time each day to trade, and the time that we go into the markets may not look the same as on the other occasions. So when it's very important when we look at the market, and I'm going to be giving you ample examples for all this stuff that I'm talking about today. So don't worry, I'm going to basically talk you through the three principles first, and later on I'm going to show you some actual on-screen examples, on what's what to do in each situation and so on. Okay, so the first one's method. Are you doing for what you see on the charts? Would it be a better idea to do a breakout trade, a reversal trade, or a trend follow trade? All right. So once again, I'll be showing you examples of this later on, and I'll show you. The second thing that you need to do is to have the correct entry point. Okay, a lot of people are very good, and a lot of my new students, within the first week, all right, within the first week of joining Binary Lab, going through the new members guide and watching some webinars, they get really good at suggesting, hey, would you look at this? I mean, during my live webinars, I run 4 to 6 times a week. It's like, would you look at this trade? Do you think it's ready? Would you look at this one? Do you think that's ready? Should I be taking this one for a breakout method or a trend follow method? Okay, so these are the kind of things that I often get questions basically that I get during webinars and even throughout the time, because we have this Telegram group for our members, and the questions coming around the clock. I mean, it's great that senior members help answer stuff, but at the same time, I just try and jump in to put people in the right direction. So often, a lot of people can spot setups, but they cannot find the correct entry point. Okay, so first thing is method. Second thing, entry point. You must get the correct entry point, and you could find the correct entry point using a combination of indicators, using tools like Fibonacci's and trend lines, and that can help you find the correct entry point. Also, it helps to look at the news as well. Okay, so these help you identify the correct entry point of a trade. The third thing that is very often ignored is that a lot of people fail to see the importance of giving the trade the correct amount of expiry time. Okay, and it's actually more important than you think, because like an expiry time that is too little may not allow the correctly selected method and entry time to flourish as it give you a nice amount of winning margin. Okay, so with an inappropriate amount of expiry time, you may have let the trade have too little time to gain its winning margin, or too much time, so that you probably have seen this before, like maybe in the first 2 minutes the trade's coming back really beautiful, and then in the next couple of minutes, because you have 1 minute extra or 2 minutes extra, it turned against you. Alright, so if you ever see that you're able to spot the winning trade, but then the trade turns against you, it's probably because you gave it too much time. And that means that you don't have an appropriate way of determining how much time to assign to this trade. Okay, so these are some very important aspects. Once again, method, the point of entry, and then finally, expiration time. So, by the way, if you guys find that this video makes sense, please go ahead and share it so they can help someone out. And like whatever I'm about to share with you in this video, it don't matter if you're already in the binary lab or you're not in the binary lab, or let's say you're just someone stopping by that's done some form of trading. Maybe you're hashtag surfing. Maybe it's because you happen to see a friend of yours share this video, and then you thought, well, this kind of makes sense. Well, anyway, whatever I'm trying to share with you today, the point of me doing this is because I want you to give less money to the markets, and so that you can put more money in your bank accounts. Okay, so let's get to some examples. I think some examples would be great, wouldn't that? All right, here we go. All right, so let's do it this way. Give it a moment to focus. All right, okay. So this is one trade example right here, okay? And as you guys know, I've been doing a new challenge to grow a $1,000 account to a $10,000 account, and you guys can join the progress of that. This is an IQ option. A lot of people have been using this one. So anyways, this trade, what I want to show you is that based on the scenarios, there's no one correct solution except for when you're entering the trade. So depending on which point of the chart you're entering the trade, it's gonna greatly determine the proper method. Okay, the first thing is method. So if I'm looking at this point right here, what we see here is a consolidation. Okay, and at this consolidation, the right way to deal with a consolidation is a breakout. Okay, so how would I deal with a breakout? I would give it maybe a couple of minutes, like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, so I can ride out the breakout, right? So I could do a 5-minute put trade if I was in at that time. But as you know, that was not the trade I taken. Why? Because at this point of time, I had not opened my screen yet. I opened my screen a while later, and then by the time, I already lost the opportunity to do a breakout trade, and therefore I ended up doing a reversal trade. Now, we could also have done a trend follow trade. Okay, there are two ways of doing it, and one of the ways is that you could obviously do a 60-second trade one after the next, but then again, that may not always be the best idea. You may instead want to choose doing a trend follow of doing 2 minutes at a time. And why is a 2 minute at a time better than a 60-second trade at a time? Well, no doubt you get half the amount of entries, but at the same time, you are able to protect yourself against scenarios where, sometimes you're going to see that the price kind of like goes still and then moves, goes still and then moves, or that sometimes it alternates in color. And if you actually gave it like 2 minutes at a time, you basically, I'm gonna just change this chart from a 1 minute chart to a 2 minutes chart. And when you change it to 2 minutes at a time, you find out that they actually become fairly solid bars. Okay, the bars that were previously kind of broken with dojis, they are now full bars, isn't it? Does that make sense? All right, if this makes sense, I mean, do you go ahead and comment if that was useful? So that's a different way of doing trend follows, and I hope that helps you. Okay, and that's just, that one tip alone, I believe is going to make you a lot of money. But so I talked about the method. Okay, the method should only depend on when you're entering the market. So see, if I came in at this time, I would have done a breakout, but I wasn't in time for the breakout, so I did a reversal. Now, the second thing is that the point of entry. All right, the point of entry in the trade is very crucial because a lot of students, like I said, they have no problems in identifying a trade setup, but they have a problem in deciding when is the correct time to enter the trade. So a lot of people may have thought, okay, it's stretching the Bollinger Band. Well, it's on 161.8, but at that point of time, it's only just came out of the RSI at the bottom, and I don't exactly think with the moving average convergence, the MACD basically. When these lines are just about expanding, I don't think that is the best time to enter the trade. Okay, whereas hey Keith, just quick answer for you. Small time frames are better for binary, not for forex, but for binary. We're doing binary that's totally different from forex. So, in binary, it doesn't pay to do long-term trades because the reward is the same. So I just find I get a lot further doing a lot of very short-term trades. Would answer your question. Okay, so back to this, we have method, we have entry point. Entry point, I see that is kind of like stabilizing over here, and I see that this one over here is run out of steam, and it 261.8, that makes it a really good entry point. And one quick tip about Fibonacci's and using that to decide entry points, it doesn't necessarily have to be on point with the Fibonacci. It can be a little bit less, a little bit more, and sometimes it's these discrepancies that trigger a really powerful pullback. Okay, so in this case, then the next moment, that brings us to point number 3. Okay, point number 3 is about the expiration time. Okay, so when I set an expiration time, when I look at this particular trade, I saw that from this entire movement, from the breakout at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, I would want to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lo and behold, at the end of this trade, the evidence that I've given this trade the correct amount of time is the fact that from the very beginning of the trade, it goes in my desired direction right through to the end of the trade. It's playing ball throughout the trade. So this tells me that I've given it the correct expiration time. Does that make sense to you guys? So one thing, like I said, the first thing is the method. Method depends on where you're looking at the markets and what kind of markets we have. Okay, if I'm seeing a lot of mixture in bullish and bearish candles, my approach is going to be very different than if I see very solid colored candles. As a matter of fact, if I see a lot of mixtured candles like this, it tells me that a breakout is around the corner. And if I see a mixture of candles even in the midst of a swing, it tells me that it could be a diagonal consolidation, not a regular horizontal correlation, and it could break down lower or break down higher. Okay, now I want to move on to a couple more examples, and this is going to help you out. And here we go. I want to where is my, okay, I've got a folder of trade examples for you. You just run it in preview. Okay, so these are actually in reverse order. Let's start with the last one. Yeah, let's start with the last one. Okay, so in this trade example, I want to show you that based on this one, the method was a reversal. Okay, why? Because obviously, we weren't in time to do actually there was no precise way to do a breakout. Well, we could have possibly done a bunch of trend follows along the way, but because we hadn't this particular trade in case, we lost the opportunity to do further trend follows. So this is a reversal trade. Okay, it's a reversal trade, and the entry point. Okay, how do I know this is the right entry point? I know this is the right entry point because it's overbought. Okay, based on various indicators, it's overbought. I personally like to configure my screen in such a way that my left side is going to be my trading platform, my right side is going to be empty for. I only use one screen. It don't matter if you have just one screen, because I use a 15-inch MacBook, and that's all I think it serves my purposes just fine. I've been trading binary for 4 years and going 5 years soon, and I've been teaching this in the community for about 4 years, and I think one screen is fine. I don't need multiple screens. This is the IQ Option platform, and IQ Option is one of our new options in new joining options where you can get in the binary lab as well. So just make sure that you open an account through us. So if you have an existing account, just be sure to switch it over. Anyway, method is a reversal. Secondly, why do I know this is the right entry point? In this trade, it was kind of a quick one, and I didn't have time to draw, but this would definitely have been a 261.8 point right there, and we see that it has resistances in failing to go up. So in failing to go up, definitely it's going to be bombing down. Okay, and that was our entry. And for expiration time, this one I can see that it is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a little bit 5 minutes plus, about 5.5 minutes. Okay, and right from the beginning of the trade, it took off in the correct direction, and there we have a win. Okay, now next example right here. This is a 2-minute trade, stretching the Bollinger Bands, overbought, and at the same time, well, this is a fairly quick one, and USD Canadian. If I had drawn a trend line right here, I would have seen that it's within a sideways consolidation. So no point in giving it too much time, because if it give it too much time, it could always have pulled back into the range. So in this trade, method reversal, entry point, we got that point right at expiration 2 minutes, and within the 2 minutes, we were able to capture the biggest amount of the movement, and that tells me that we gave it the correct expiration time. Now, moving on to a different example, this was also another reversal trade, and in fact, I recommend reversal trades. And by the way, if you guys notice, we have a common name appearing in just about all of these screenshots, and that's actually because he's one of our members on the Binary Lab, and these were actually screenshots taken during the Binary Lab webinars. So these are on different occasions, and you can see this guy. And by the way, this guy is also a Binary Lab student from my Thailand community, and it's really cool to see that through the social trading, we have people coming in and making money at the same time as well. So this is the same one, and I think this is a different webinar. We have like over 200 participants, and this trade, okay, this trade is this is a 30-second chart, so divide by 2. On we know it's a reversal trade based on our entry. Again, it's a 261.8 on the Fibonacci, and then by the end of the trade, it actually retraced the entire movement. So we know that we've given it the correct amount of expiration time, and it is spot on. Okay. Now, next trade, as you see, the same guys popping up again and again. Just shout out to you if you're actually watching this party. So this other trade was one of those like in betweens. I don't really like in betweens too much, but then again, like I said, when it goes, this one kind of went beyond 123.6, almost hit 161, And in terms of expiration, well, I counted it for, this was a quick one. This was like a 2.5 minutes, I believe, and within an amount of time, we're able to capture the biggest amount of movement, and that tells us that we're giving it the right amount of time. Okay, so if you want to get more information about how to correctly draw Fibonacci's and how to time your trades, you're most welcome to join the Binary Lab. It's actually free, as long as you open a broker account through us. So it's free knowledge for you, and I actually do this like I do this about 4 to 6 webinars per week, so that's plenty of time, plus the Telegram group for you to learn. Okay, this was a different webinar. We had 255 people online. Okay, and the community is now about 4,000. Okay, so there's another trade right here. This is again a 261.8. We've been getting a lot of 261.8s this week, and in this trade setup, the method is a reversal. The entry point was done over here. And how do I know that? Well, using this moving average line as a guide, and I see that it is a very high chance of being a reversal breakout to the top. And this was a 5-minute trade, and as a result, it won really nicely. At the end of the trade, we captured the biggest amount of movements. Okay, so I'm gonna put this. That's my daughter's sticker wall, by the way. Switch this back onto me. All right, so I've given you a couple of examples, and I hope you find that useful to you. In helping to visualize, what exactly does it mean to get the right method, the correct entry point, and as well as the correct expiration time, because all three of these are mutually important in making a trade. Of course, like I said, if you are looking to learn about mindset, I've talked about mindset in trading, and I think I have a previous video that's about like mindset and why people lose money in trading. So I encourage you to watch that video, because trading is 80% mindset, 20% skill. And when you actually have that as a base, then you come in to use these three ingredients to being an accurate trader today that I've shared with you in this video. Once again, if you find that this makes sense to you, please go ahead and share this video if it makes sense. And for anyone who has looked at some of the stuff that we've done, and you wanna learn more in detail, you want to be able to plug into a community like the Telegram chat that we have, that traders basically buzz each other around the clock and get each other's ideas on what do you think of certain trades. Because we do have about 4 to 6 webinars per week live for all our members, but for some people and for a lot of people, that's not enough, because a lot of people love to trade like round the clock. So if that's the case, we have always people looking around in the chat groups, and like getting multiple opinions is also a very good idea of whether you're doing the right thing. Today, when I make this video, I want to basically appeal to a few different kinds of people. Like, once again, I know some of you are already members of the Binary Lab, and if that is so, this video is to refresh you and to remind you that when you pick your trades, there are these 3 ingredients to making accurate trader, to make accurate trades. So, and then let's say if you're sitting on the fence, or you've been binary options trading before, and you're actually looking at ways to improve, but you're not exactly sure. Well, it don't matter. You can stay exactly where you're at. But I hope that these tips have benefited you some way. And as a matter of fact, I want to speak to one particular group of people out there that, I'm not sure about you, but when I came to trading, I saw trading as a way to give myself more free time to find like more sideline income. And at that particular point of time, I saw it as a means to go from saw it as a means to become less reliant on my full-time income, and to be able to supplement my income, so that I could gradually shift from full-time to part-time, to basically calling my own schedule. And then, of course, until very recently, being a single dad, that gives me the freedom of being able to spend time with my kids, and to kind of like be the supportive dad. It pains me to have been in the situations where like the school sends me a notice and says that on this date and this date, we're going to be having, a school graduation event, and it would be great for, as a parent of your child, that you could come down and support when your kid will be performing. And it pained me in the past that in my daughter's first year of school, where it took multiple days to get her settled into a school environment, and having gone a year into schooling, I wasn't actually able to be there at graduation. So I wasn't actually being able to see the graduation performance, and it pained me that I couldn't do that. And simultaneously, it kind of like upsets me a lot as well when like in the past, when I couldn't be around for my kids, I had to leave the I had to leave them in the care of, let's say, a nanny or my parents, and some of the things that I wish that they knew, they actually didn't. And it's only after I had the opportunity to spend more time with my kids through trading that I was actually able to shape them more in a way that I like. So for that category of you who actually looked at trading as a means of changing your life, I want to remind you that all it takes is to get back on track. If you've burnt out accounts, if you've lost money, and the fact of the matter is, a lot of people who come into trading, they probably had big goals, big ambitions in the beginning, but along the way, what happens to people almost always is that they will tend to see that they get depressed, demoralized, and lose vision of their original objectives, because instead of green pips or so-called wins, right? They only see their account going down, and for many people, they don't even ever think about making a withdrawal anymore, because for a lot of people who come in trading based on their own knowledge, who are self-taught, a lot of people don't really know what kind of mindset it takes, what kind of things you need to do to be accurate. And as a result, basically it becomes money that they've written off. All right. If you're watching this video and if you ever like wish great things out of trading but ended up writing off your losses, go ahead and comment below, because I've been in that position as well, and I know exactly how you feel. So if that's you, I really wish to encourage, whether or not you're going to be joining the Binary Lab, it don't matter, but I encourage that you give trading a second look. All right. If you need a demo account, well, I probably could type a couple of links where you can get demo accounts. And you can sign up to my mailing list as well. The link, it's the same link whether you're looking for information, whether you're signing for a mailing list, or you're looking for information on how to join the Binary Lab. It's the same link. It's thebinarylab.net/sign-up, and I'll be sending up tips. Don't matter, once again, whether you're in the Binary Lab or you're not. We send out tips, but let's say if you want to be able to plug into the community that we have, the Facebook community of 4,000 traders, the Telegram group that now has about 1,700 active members who are trading throughout the day, where you can actually pick each other's minds. And did I forget to mention, on the 23rd of March, okay, it's coming up in a few days time, we actually have a live Binary Lab session for our London-based members. Okay, so for if you're in London, you can actually plug into this event, and we're looking to become it's a pilot project right now. We're looking at this to become a regular thing. If the response is good, we'll make it a regular thing. The goal is to make binary a very believable activity, a very tactile thing, where you see people like you who are making a living out of trading, and some people are struggling with trading just like you as well. And more importantly, by being able to do live trade, by being able to share ideas, by being able to share your thoughts and get other people's opinions on the thoughts that you have shared, I think that's going to go a great mile in helping you become a better trader. Okay, so this is the resource that's available for you. Once again, if you wish to if you wish to get more information on the Binary Lab, go ahead to thebinarylab.net. And let's say If you want to sign up for mailings, go to buyerlab.net/sign-up. Now I want to take some of the questions. And by the way, if you're watching this video after this live has ended, you're most welcome to ask any questions as well. Just type in the comments, and I'll get back to you at some point, because usually I'll monitor every video for a few days after for comments and answer each one. In the meantime, I want to scroll down and look at some questions over here. Okay, this is the IQ options platform, Nuno Miguel, and what I think is better. Okay, 24 option, between 24 IQ and quick option. It depends on what kind of account size. Okay, so as you know, I have a big account with 24 options, and they recently had a account migration from an old system to a new system that allows the trading of forex and CFDs on the same platform. So every migration has a couple of bugs, and the bugs, as I last know, have been already fixed. And what I plan to do at this point on is to be able to alternate between my 24 account for 1 week and IQ option for 1 week as well, because IQ is currently very popular with a lot of new members who don't have a lot to invest, or maybe they want a very flexible means of adjusting their trade investments for a small size. Because I want to point out that 24 option minimum trade size $24, so that's probably only good if you are investing 2,000 and above. 1,000 plus is okay as well, but it's just going to be a slightly bigger risk exposure. IQ option is probably good. Like right now, the maximum trade sizes they're getting bigger, but it's still fairly small. So I would say anything under about 30 to 40k, well, you're probably good with IQ option. Anything over, you probably want to go to 24 option. Okay. For quick option, we'll be offering quick option from next week. So good thing that you brought that up. Quick option for mobile trading, I would rank IQ as number 1 for mobile. Number 2 and number 3, I would rank it Olim Trade or quick option. These are both fairly good. Okay. I want to scroll down. Okay, what indicators do I recommend for beginners to use? Okay, so let's say okay, you might want to note this down. Well, for beginners, let's say these are what I use back here on the IQ. I don't put too many indicators on this one, otherwise, because like on MT4 I can adjust my sub windows, but over here it's fixed. So if I put in too many things, screen gets very cluttered and I can't see very clearly. So first thing I use is Bollinger Bands. I think Bollinger Bands is great. I use period 20 and deviations of 2. Okay, that's the first thing I do, Bollinger Bands, 20 and 2. And then second thing I use is RSI. The RSI, I like to give it a period. I find that periods under 10 works great. Go ahead and experiment which one works best for you, depending on your trading strategy. The default is 14, but I believe under 10 is good. So anything under 10, anything is more than 4 and under 10 is good. Just find out what works well for you. And I like to set my levels at 15 and 85. That works good for me. You will find that if you set your levels at 10 and 90, it's going to be quite a filter, and it's going to give you quite high percentage trades. I personally also find the 200 SMA, okay, not EMA, but the 200 SMA. The 200 SMA is a really good rebound indicator. So for any let's say for moving averages of 100 and 200, I like to use it as SMA. Anything less than 100, I will go for EMAs, and less than 20, I will go for weighted moving averages. Okay, that's my favorites. And then MACD is good for defaults with a histogram. And these would be the basic ones that I would suggest. Okay. Sasha says tried to join unsuccessful. Okay, I have a bunch of broker options. If you're looking to join via a broker, which is the free way of joining, Sasha, you just pick. I actually laid my brokers in order of recommendation, so see if it's available in your country, because sometimes the brokers increase or decrease the number of countries that they accept. So do try that out. If one doesn't work, go on to the next one. Okay, that's how I would recommend it. But also take note of each broker I mentioned. Because if you go on the page, right, after you fill in your email address, you're going to be shown a set of two joining options. You can check out those ones, and a bunch of brokers that you can click and join and basically get set up within a day. So take note on the trading sizes because they're all different, and then pick one that suits you. Okay, and if anything else, like I might reply you I'll reply your comment after this video, and I'll see how I help you out. Okay, Paul replied you. Carlos, how's Olin Trade right now? Olin Trade is okay. Someone just mentioned IQ has this option not purchased error. Okay, Olin Trade does not have that error. The only problem with Olin Trade is that right now they're looking to accept more countries, so they haven't got the license they haven't got the licenses to do that yet. So as of now, they don't have that many countries that are being accepted. So I would love to push Olin Trade a lot more, but the unfortunate thing is that they currently don't accept people in obviously US and Canada, but also the entire EU zone. So UK and EU zone is completely unaccepted right now. Olin Trade. One thing good about Olin Trade is the execution. The mobile app is not as great. I would rank it probably behind behind Quick Options. So for mobile trading, I'll rank IQ option number 1, number 2, Quick number 3, Olymp. For desktop, Olymp is really decent. It's a really good platform in my opinion. It's just in a number of countries, and they don't accept that many countries. Scroll down these comments. Parabolic is a lagging indicator. So I find that parabolic is fairly useless. One thing that you could do instead is, actually, if it comes to parabolic, I would rather that you just look at the MACD, and when it's green, you do calls for trend follow, and red you do puts. And that's if you plan to use some martingale, but I mean, like, I'd rather just go for reversal or breakout trades with precision instead. Yes, Ricardo, I've experienced that problem on option not purchase, and it's very irritating. But when that happens, I highly recommend that you just cool off, wait at least half an hour, even come back a different day, because it's those traits that you miss that really gets people agitated and makes them do very irrational decisions. So I mean, this happens with various brokers in different ways. Like, let's say if Olin Trade is available to you, you may want to do that, and you may want to give that a try as well. Do I recommend switching for 24 option to IQ now or stay at 24? Like I said, 24 I believe has fixed their issues. There's still the broker that allows the biggest trade sizes. So for anyone who's looking to dynamically grow their accounts, I would say that 24 is the one. But the reason why I've been using IQ for the last couple of weeks, because there were just a bunch of errors with 24, and I felt that the migration wasn't the bugs from the migration were not completely ironed out, and so I just decided to do on a different platform first. But let's say if you're trading larger amounts, IQ, you're gonna be sorely frustrated because what if you used like a martingale strategy for some people, and then what if you started at your first trade as 1,000, and then you found that you cannot make any more trades on that because in IQ they actually run their internal liquidity. Okay, so they match internal buys and sells, and what happens from that is that you may sometimes see that in a very obvious call opportunity, that all the available trades for calls have been taken up, and you cannot do a call trade at all, or you may only be able to do a very small one. So that can get quite stressful. Okay, so I mean, every broker has their own pros and cons. Personally, I prefer the previous interface 24 option. The new one is workable. I mean, they've done their part to try to make it as retain a lot of the same interface as possible, but I mean, some things are just going to be different. But they can allow you to trade all the way up to 100K. what kind of capital do you need to start doing binary trades? I recommend 1% money management. So let's say for IQ, Bull Binary, Olymp, the minimum, okay, no, for IQ and Bull Binary, no, but IQ and Olymp, the minimum investment is 10, but I don't recommend 10 because you're going to burn it out, trading 10% of your money each time. Like, but I would suggest like 100, you could actually start, okay? Technically start on a fairly safe money management. You're not going to make a lot of money, but you can do a fairly safe money management. And doing at $1 trading is, the 1% risk trading is just like driving a car at a very conservative pace in the middle lane where you're not going to endanger anyone or yourself in the process as well. But just take note that if you wish to join Binary Lab using these options, like I mentioned, like Bull Binary, IQ, and Olymp, we have a certain minimum certain minimum deposit amount that's required for you to be able to join us, Julian's Broker. So to check them out on our joining page, and okay, so if you join a broker through my link, what basically you get is that you get access to my webinars, as like just now I mentioned to you that during the screenshots, like on top, those are actually taken screenshots during the live webinars, so you can see how many people are attending. I mean, those like our record day today. This last week we were maxed out at 300, so it's kind of cool. So on Monday, 300 people on a webinar, so it's really, really awesome. And then you get access to live webinars. You get access to our Facebook community where you can post screenshots and get opinions. Likewise in our Telegram. But nowadays a lot of people post stuff in the Telegram group because they get a much quicker response. And also it's quite searchable as well. So I think that helps greatly. And on top of that, well, with many of the brokers that we have, they are very familiar with how we operate. So when many times in the past, before there were regulations by SciSec on what do you call that, telemarketing and stuff, joining through a broker through us means that you get less harassment because they know that a lot of our students just learn from Binary Lab, and therefore they're not really open to following what the broker tells them to trade. So in that way, that's one additional perk. Okay, it's less harassment from brokers as well. The chart that have trend reversal. Okay, I was just mentioning the indicators I mentioned just now are just some very basic indicators that anyone who's new to binary options can look to setting up with your charts. Those are not what I use in Binary Lab charts exactly. Maybe some variants, but it's good enough to give you a basic idea. So when you look at these basic indicators, you can get an idea. Of what's happening in the markets. Just observe it for a couple of minutes, and you can see how the candlesticks in the market interact with the indicators, and you can use that to help you make better trade decisions. Okay, I no hablar español. Sorry, I don't understand. I cannot speak Spanish. But I think you meant that please speak Spanish. Sorry, I can't speak Spanish. But having said that, I'm hoping that I can start Spanish and Latin community with the help of some of our members, because we do have a lot of Latinos and Spanish people in our group as well. If we lost, okay, I mean this is something that I usually just tell members, but I mean since Dennis is a member, and for the rest of you who are watching, just treat this as a bonus. My thoughts on martingaling. What I do a lot these days is that I try to avoid martingaling as much as possible. Okay, I'll look at how the market is. Like I said, if I look at the candles and I see that we have a lot of candles of the same color, like a series of greens, a series of reds, and that tells me that the market is fairly decided on where it is. So if I get a series of reds, I'm probably going to get a series of greens. So that would, and plus stretching Bollinger Bands, overbought oversold indicators, they'll give me a greater chance of confidence to want to martingale on a trade. But in situations where I have more alternation on green and red bars, I'm less likely to want to do a martingale. I'll instead rather try to do another trade on the same pair, just the same size, because if I lose one and I win one, I cancel out the loss more or less. Because after all, some of the brokers that we use today have very high payouts, so we don't lose that much money if we don't martingale it. In fact, we are saving money. And at the same time, what I sometimes do, let's say if I martingale a trade and I lose it, the next trade, I will look at how I lost it. If I lost it in a way that the market went flat, okay, I might not even go in again. I might just ditch the martingale totally. But if I saw that it is still has some chance of winning, what I might do is that I'll go in a same trade size for my third trade in the set, same trade size as the second in the set. So that means that my third trade would offset my second trade, and so let's just say if it's like okay, the first trade was $100, second trade is like 100 times 2, right? And then my third trade is 200 as well. My third trade is 200 to cancel my second trade, and I still am down by 100. Okay, so at least that way I minimize my exposure, and you can never really lose a lot of money if you limit yourself to fairly small trade sizes. So it's like driving. Like I said, if you drive at a reasonable speed, let's say on if it's within Singapore, our general roads are limited at 60, and the expressways at 90. If you drive at those speeds and you keep a reasonable car distance, if you're not in the wrong lane, you probably never ever get yourself killed. So if you stick to that, it's okay. Alright, so if anyone has more questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. But this video's, like I said, I check all my videos for comments and respond to comments for the next couple of days after. And if you felt that this video is helpful to you so far, most welcome to share this video to help more traders out there. And like I said, this video is just like a way of me giving back to you. When I started binary trading, there just wasn't many good information sources out there, because although there's a lot of information I could find for Forex, but unfortunately I found that a lot of things that apply to Forex don't apply to binary in the same way. So because of that, I thought that if I now have this knowledge, I can help people to cut short their education as well. And for those people who want to get further in-depth development, okay, a lot of my traders personally feel that Binary Lab is probably their best choice ever, and I welcome you to Binary Lab if you like to pursue binary options with us as well. So go ahead and post any other questions that you may have. I'll reply to it afterward. Okay, I was gonna close this out. Originally, but I see this question here, Alex asking what software and programs are the best to start with. So if your idea of softwares and programs would be those kind of crap that is being sold on ClickSure as a processor, okay, like if it's got anything to do with ClickSure, what's the other one? ClickBank. If it's ClickSure and ClickBank, about binary trading is most probably garbage. The ones on ClickSure is a lot more garbage than the ones on ClickBank. Simply because they're very supportive of publishers, but a lot of these stuff, if you're looking at like OptionBot, Option Robot, Gemini app, what Singapore method, Malaysia method, or whatever, what Wall Street Millionaire, Buffett, a copy Buffett, all these are garbage. So all these are not trading. They're basically a bunch of systems that are made by programmers, funded by some of the shittier brokers, that they're designed to help you lose money. So they're designed to help you gain confidence to deposit more money for a while, and after that, they switch you into a different signal set and wipe out your account. So the best way I recommend that anyone should be trading is to learn it, because in this world of binary options trading, there's no better trader than yourself. So DIY is best. Go through this video from the start if you just came on late on what it takes to become an accurate trader, and also recommend you look at my other mindset video about why traders lose money. It was just about 2 or 3 Facebook lives ago. Go check that out, because these videos, I think it would give you a lot of what you need to know about trading to become successful. Alright, thank you. Goodbye for now. Cheers.